This is two guys and a set of wheels, and you are tuning into CPN, Carology Podcast Network. Join us each week as we review the newest cars, have a live Q&A, and guest speakers from the automobile industry. This is your host, Eugene. Support for CPN comes from our many listeners from around the globe. This week, we will be diving into the new Nissan Z and the Mercedes-Benz C-Class all-terrain SUV. The new Nissan Z is heading up against the Toyota Supra. Bringing 287 horsepower for less than $27,000, the reborn Z was an instant hit, re-establishing Nissan as a maker of serious sports cars. Now, almost 20 years later, we are feeling that same excitement for the next Z car, the 2023 Z. Factoring for inflation, its base price, about $40,000, is that same as that of the 2003 350Z. So is the basic layout with 2 seats, rear-wheel drive, and a 6-speed manual transmission. But now, you get 400 horsepower from a twin-turbo 3.0-liter V6. That's the kind of inflation we can get behind. Built on a much modified version of the current FM platform and riding on the same 100.4-inch wheelbase as the ongoing 370Z, the new Z, it's just Z now, uses the VR30DD-TT V6 from the Infiniti Red Sport 400 models. Making 400 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 350 pound-feet of torque from 1,600 to 5,200 RPM, the sweet 3.0-liter features direct injection and variable valve timing, running up to 14.7 psi of boost. Manual models get a carbon fiber drive shaft, an EXEDY performance clutch, and automated rev matching on downshifts, while Zs with the 9-speed automatic have aluminum paddle shifters and available launch control. Z Performance models add some interior upgrades like heated leather seats and an 8-speaker Bose stereo system, 2 more than the sport's audio setup. But most of the package contains actual performance gear, stiffer suspension, a limited slip differential, and beefier brakes. Up front, 4 piston calipers grip 14-inch rotors, while the 13-inch rear rotors are squeezed by 2 piston sliding calipers. But this Z isn't a shameless retro rehash or a refresh disguised as a new model. What it looks like is a deft melding of contemporary 370Z's affordability with the GTR's ferocious turbocharged performance. At this point, the only thing we're not crazy about is the overly minimalist name. We know that Nissan is trying to look forward, not back, but 300ZX Turbo has an awfully nice ring to it. Next up is the Mercedes C-Class all-terrain. Mercedes has released photos of its new off-road friendly C-Class all-terrain. The new wagon is based on the already successful E-Class all-terrain, which is essentially a regular E-wagon with a slight lift, plastic cladding, and some other cosmetic changes. Unlike the E-Class version, the C-Class all-terrain won't come to the US. Wagons traditionally haven't been hot sellers here. But when it goes on sale in Europe this fall, it'll offer customers the slightly more rugged take on a compact wagon. The all-new terrain is scheduled to make its official debut at Munich's International Motor Show, IAA, in September, but Mercedes has released some pictures of the car in its element. One shot shows the C-Class with its 2 front wheels in the air as it crests a hill in what appears to be a quarry. That's probably about as much as customers can expect from the all-terrain, which Mercedes specifies in a press release will easily dispatch only, quote, light terrain. The C-Class all-terrain will have 1.6 inches more ground clearance compared to the C-Class wagon, and it will be 0.2 inches longer and 0.8 inches wider than the regular wagon. The extra width is thanks to the new plastic wheel arch covers. With the rear seats up, the all-terrain will have a not entirely impressive 17 cubic feet of cargo space. With the rear seats folded, there will be a space for 53 cubic feet of stuff. The all-terrain will be available with a choice of 2 turbocharged 4-cylinder engines, one powered by gas and the other by diesel. Both engines will use a 48-volt starter generator system to improve fuel economy. This has been an official broadcast of CPN. We want to thank all our listeners for joining in. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook, as well as our official Anchor FM page at anchor.fm/Carology Podcast Network. Have a car in mind you would like for us to review? Send us a message on our podcast page, and we will include all recommendations on future podcast episodes. Once again, thank you for listening, and good night.